Yep. Give me a nod when you're ready.
Like fourth.
Shooter's ready. Stand by.
Hello, everyone. This is Matt Gunlock from the 3GIQ podcast. I'm joined here today with Kevin Kolenda from Phoenix Trinity Firearms. Kevin?
Hey, good morning. How are you doing?
Not bad. So let's get this started. So you were at Athlon Optics, and you had an opportunity come up, and you got hired as from Phoenix Trinity. So what caused the shift and change?
So when I got into the industry, I said the only way I would ever move is if I could get into a firearm side of it. Obviously, I was doing optics before, so still very involved with firearms at the end of the day. But to be able to move firearms, get new people turned on to guns that haven't necessarily done it, and have impact in the firearms market, specifically that part of the market, the gun itself. I said I would do it, and I shot a Honcho thanks to Dylan Easley and all the other millions of people that, well, not millions, but lots of other shooters own a Honcho because of that guy. And you know, it is, to me, out of all the platforms, before I even thought, I never imagined ever that I would be working for them, right? It's just weird how it all kind of worked out, and I'll get into that. But I, just like Athlon, I used Athlon's products before I got a job there. So, you know, people are usually biased for the company they work with, which makes sense. That's to feed your family and all those kind of things. But I shot Athlon Optics before I got hired there. So I knew I could get behind their product and sell it. Because I thought for what they offered, it was a great product. Obviously, you know, you use it yourself to compete with and hunt with. But same thing. I bought my Honcho, I don't know, 2.5 maybe years ago, or put the order in at least, whatever, and shot it for 2 seasons, I think. And I just, it's the engineering and the effort and the attention to detail that goes into those guns was just superior. And I've held other 2011s. There's lots of options out there, obviously, with the 2011 market, and you've got lots of people that will build them for you, very small gun shops or gunsmiths. And some people prefer that route, and there's nothing wrong with that. But I could tell you that Phoenix Trinity has done an amazing job of investing into the design and the equipment used to make sure you're getting the best, flattest, smoothest shooting 2011 or double stacked platform out there that's available. So so how did I get the job? It was a facetious joke. I was going to order a Morph because I need one. Who doesn't, right? And I said, hey, obviously I see you're growing. You know, if you ever need a sales manager someday, let me know. And then I literally got an email back maybe 30 minutes later, said, get yourself a plane ticket and come see us.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And it was a deal too. Is like, I was at first like, she's not even offering to pay my plane ticket. Screw these guys. And then I was like, maybe this is a test. And you don't get emails back from the company that you would want to work for. It just doesn't happen like that usually, right?
Right.
So I paid my $250 plane ticket to Tampa and spent a day and a half with them, looking over the facility. I'm telling you, I can't give any secrets away, because there are, you know, that's part of the reason that gun is what it is some things that Brian Williams figured out that I'm sure people are trying to figure out, and that's okay. They've invested very well in the equipment they use to build these the parts and the overall gun itself. And there's a guy down there, a gunsmith, a couple of them that take your gun from start to finish. It's not assembly line done. It's the parts are machined, obviously. But that gun is hand fitted, put together, QC'd, test fired, and then goes out to the end user. So anyway, you never know what happens with an email, I guess.
Yeah, no,
the fit was
absolutely.
right. Brian and Tiffany are amazing people. I already feel like they're family, and I think that's really important in the job, especially in this industry. It's so small. At the end of the day, as far as the people that make it all happen. So that's how I got the job. And I am now, titles, you and I lived by titles, right?
Yep.
Whether we wanted to have them or not. I'm the director of sales for the company. We plan on growing that sales force, and we'll see where that goes.
No, that's awesome. So specifically they make custom 2011s. They're in the custom 2011 market.
Correct.
And so they've just started doing the 1776 and the Morph model.
Yep.
Newer. What are those specifically? Who are they targeting with those specific pistols?
Obviously, for the people that are in our world, the USPSA 3-gun, anything competition wise, they probably know what the Honcho is by now. And if they don't, they're truly missing out on a what I would say is a superior firearm on that platform. If you look at another very popular double stack or single stack company out there that sells some pretty high end stuff, look closely at their stuff, and you will see that maybe they were involved with those guys in making parts for them. So that's how it kind of started. They were making parts, and then the parts got really good. So then some shooters came to him and said, let's make a gun. So they are making parts for a pretty large company out there. And what ended up happening is they're like, well, we'd kind of like to have our own non-competition gun. So they were able to free up some room in production, and the Morph was born. So the Morph is going to be like a commander size carry gun, double stack, 1911, 2011 format. So the cool part is it's got the same technology and the same design and the same effort in it that the Honcho does. So it's got the linkless barrel system.
Okay.
What does that mean? Do you know what that means?
Yeah, you have the link at the bottom of the barrel. I'm assuming. Yeah,
we don't have that. We have a breech block in there.
Right. Yeah. So most barrels have the link. This does not have a link.
Correct. And what that means is you can have multiple calibers out of the same gun that you purchase. So they wanted to apply that same effort into this. And so it was born, right? So you can buy, the 9mm version of the Morph, either the 1776 or the Switch, and you can shoot a 10mm barrel in it, or you can shoot a 40 S&W. You can get it threaded. You can get it in bull. You can get it. There will be in the works right now. We have a ported version of the 9mm. I believe we're going to do the 10mm as a ported version. Pretty sure, 90% sure. So if I'm wrong, don't get mad at me later. But the reason I think they wanted to make sure there was a comp on the 10mm is obviously on that smaller frame. A 10mm is thumping at the end of the day. So that relieves obviously some recoil issues that people would maybe not like out of a 10mm, but gives you a 10mm. So what does that mean? Not getting ahead of myself. So your guy that wants a carry pistol, high-end precision carry pistol, but wants to take it on his hunting trip as his backup gun, could now drop his 9mm barrel out and drop his 10mm barrel in and protect himself against a potential predator in the hunting environment that they're in. So it gives you options at the end of the day. And really, we are building a dealer network, and dealers will have these sitting in gun shops. We'll have them sitting on their shelves. But one cool thing you could do is you could still go to that gun, whoever you're buying it from, and say, hey, I want to do custom this, custom that. If your wallet's big enough, they have the capability, and they will make you what you want. So you always have options with us to break down the Morph. It's 17+1 capacity.
Yep.
They're black nitrided. They weigh empty about 33 ounces. Overall length's about 7.5. They're all going to come optics slide cut. So, obviously optics is taking a huge jump, whether it's a carry gun, whether it's a competition gun, it doesn't matter anymore. Everybody's putting dots on it. So we're coming for the attack ops. Be ready. New divisions are being created, so you won't get butt hurt, but
Exactly. Attack ops should never go away.
Attack ops should never go away because there would be too much bleeding from their feelings if it did.
Blah 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 blah.
But the good part is, I think it is great that the industry, the competitions are realizing that the dot is taken off and are making a place for it.
It is
in competition.
No, that's good. And the thing is, I don't think tac ops should go away. I think it should be something.
I don't think so either.
I think a carry optics division. You want to have a different division. Carry optics is perfectly fine.
So Dylan and I were talking about this gun a couple weeks ago. He's helping. Obviously, he shoots for Trinity, and I don't know how many honchos that guy has sold. He will continue to sell more because he performs with it, and then he knows how to present it correctly and show off it's how good of a gun it is. But he said before he wasn't really confident using a carry style gun in a 3-gun competition. After shooting the Morph, I think you'll probably see him. I don't know if it'll be at every match because he loves this honcho and I get why, but I think he will shoot at least a match, or I'm challenging him now on your podcast to shoot a match with the Morph platform.
Do you hear that, Dylan? You've been challenged.
Yeah. Dylan, you've been officially challenged. So the cool part about the Morph is, again, it's the same idea. It was born from the competition gun and put in a commander style type of platform. Same attention to detail. So the difference between the 7076 and the Morph switch, they're both the Morphs. One's the switch, the other's the 1776. So just aesthetics is really, I think, what it kind of comes down to. The grip module on the 1776 is obviously really cool. They did a neat job with attention to detail with the grip on that, with the stars on it. And then on the back, it's got a really neat We the People piece that's in it. And then obviously on the slide, we did some neat slide cuts with stars in it. So for down in Texas, it's a barbecue gun. It's a piece to show off. As well too. It's practical. It can still be used to defend yourself, but it to me at the end of the day, it's sexy. It's a piece of art that's is a tool as well.
No, I saw that and I was like, that's beautiful. I want that.
I mean, that's why I didn't need a Morph, but I saw him. I was like, but I want one. So, and is your average consumer in the gun market going to go drop $3+ grand on a carry gun? No,
probably not.
They're probably not. But I look at it like this. You do get what you pay for.
Yes.
And people like, how can they charge that much for a gun? Not just us, the other companies that build these too, Staccato and Atlas and all these other, guys that are building this platform. The amount of effort and time and attention to detail and the machining that goes into making these happen is why they cost that much. So you do 100% get what you pay for when it comes to these guns. And that's why I was comfortable with making the move, because there's definitely a audience for these out there.
Yep.
And people just like cool shit.
Yeah, I was about to say people like cool shit. People like nice things.
Yep. And the thing too about it is when you move the slide, you feel the trigger and you feel that mag locking in on these guns, you will know the difference for sure, especially if you've never owned, even if you've owned just a standard 1911. I have a Colt 1911, a competition kind of version of it, and it's good. Don't get me wrong, but it is there. This is all very much a level above that.
Well, I mean, this is what I'll say. Like, you buy out of the box 1911, it's gonna feel like a box gun, something that that was mass produced. you buy something that has been custom made, you are gonna instantly tell the difference
Yep.
in how the slide moves, how the trigger feels, how accurate it is. Because the gunsmiths take their time. And I mean, I'm not just talking about Phoenix Trinity. I'm talking about like whenever, being on the shooting team with our gunsmiths there. The level of detail that those guys go into making a 1911 for Bullseye, Bianchi, whatever discipline, or even whenever I had them work over my 2011, like you could tell the difference of how it felt and how it shot.
Yep. I think there's another company out there that uses this. It's not, it may be trademarked. I don't know. One gun, one gunsmith. And there's just a certain level of pride. I can tell you from meeting the guys down there, it's not just a job for those guys. They know that the end user is spending hard-earned money on something that people generally don't spend this kind of money on, right? At least on the handgun side. It's kind of funny to me, right? People will go drop $5,000 and on a rifle, on an AR, the many rifle options, or they'll spend $20,000 on a over and under shotgun. But for whatever reason, on the pistol side, they're like, you paid what for a handgun? Well, try mine. And then they're like, oh, I get it.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, it's kind of like, my pistol is the most expensive thing I have whenever it comes to 3-gun. Why? Because I want a good quality pistol that's going to run perfectly.
Yeah. And I've always, people will ask, or, we all talk shit, obviously, in 3-gun to each other. Oh, why did he buy a Dissonant, or why did he buy a Honcho, or why has he got a $2,500 AR? He's a mid-pack guy. Okay. You're right. I am a mid-pack guy, and I wouldn't say I'm comfortable with being a mid-pack guy, but I know my role for right now, and I'm okay with that. But I don't want my gear going down on the clock, whether I'm finishing in the last place, and you sure the hell ain't finishing in first place if you got gear going down on the clock. It will wreck a shooting day for a competitor.
Me and a friend Noah, we talk about this all the time, and there was a period of time where I was just having all sorts of gun issues, and it ruined matches.
Right.
It is something that you just like when you take the time and put the time and the work in to perform at your best, and then when you're at that event, something goes down.
Yep.
That you were just enraged. Like there's no other way to describe it. You're pissed off at the world, and you have nobody to be pissed off at besides yourself, because it's your gear. So
there's enough going on in a match, especially 3-gun, where there's so many moving pieces, that last thing you need to worry about is your tools. Your tools should be ready to go and work while you're on the clock for you.
Yep. So let's talk honchos.
Let's do it.
Yeah. So, describe what the honcho is for those who don't know.
The honcho is the most badass double stack, and I will tell you after we get out the podcast why I have to be careful about the 2011 phrase. But same idea. Right? We were kind of talking about the morph. Let's talk about how the honcho was born. I guess is probably, or Phoenix Trinity was born, right?
Yeah.
So Tiffany and Brian are manufacturers by trade. They built their own business in manufacturing in Ohio in the aeronautical and medical parts. So very precision pieces that need to be made, because we both know, obviously, from spending time on some aircraft in our careers in the Marine Corps, there's no margin for error. And if there is, it doesn't always turn out so good, right?
Hey, if a CH-46 has hydraulic fluid leaking, it's good.
That's right. So that's where the precision that you see in the honcho and that you'll see in the morph comes from. Brian, and they don't like to brag on themselves. It's just not in their nature. I'm trying to get them to come around a little bit and be like, it's okay to be proud of how awesome you guys are and what you brought to the open gun market and the 3-gun market as far as a superior platform. So what I think kind of the story was basically one of their buddies came in and said, hey, can you build me this part? And, Brian's a really nice dude. He built him a part. And he's like, damn, this is a good part. Hey, can you build me a whole fucking gun? I don't know if I really want to get into guns. Fuck it. So then they built a gun, and the guy's like, this is awesome. And now then you have the Honcho, right?
Mm-hmm.
So for a competitor that can make it work for their budget, I don't see why you would shoot anybody else's. And that's not because I would have said that before getting hired. It gives you the ultimate options with things. You've got it where you can run slide ride, you can run a frame mounted optic, you can run it for tac ops, you can run different calibers, you can run different, you can run minor power factor comp barrel, you can run a major comp barrel, you can shoot 40, you can shoot 38 super, and you've got one system to do that all out of. It takes minutes to swap out a barrel.
So
and
you have what, 2 different options of the Honcho, right? You have the race ready, and then you have the 3-gun ready, right?
So, and that's something that's probably you'll see changing sooner rather than later, is kind of now that we're doing things differently and we're branching out in this whole retail world and people that have never heard of us before. Because when I've gone into these gun shops and already started talking to them, they're like, the Morph, heck yeah, but tell me about this Honcho. And I've sold 2 of the dealers that have already joined on with us are ordering Honchos to have in their shop as well too.
Mm-hmm.
So, oh shit, what were we talking about?
The difference between the race ready and
and so
the 3-gun.
What happened? The reason there's the race shop is not everybody wants the 3-gun model. They might want whatever configuration. And you and I both know open shooters are freaking a special breed, right?
Yes, you are.
So, hey man, those are my people. The race shop gives the shooter an option. If they want a package deal and they don't want to think about it, they can buy the 3-gun model.
Okay.
And it lists out everything that is included in that. We build it and it's out. But if you want to have it this anodized color and you want to switch out how you're going to do the barrels, but like a regular 3-gun shooter that just wants to run a Honcho that say just shoots tac ops, you don't necessarily need a comp barrel. You don't maybe necessarily need a 9 major barrel. So you don't need to spend that money that you can be spending on the 2 most important things in the shooting sport, which is practice and ammo.
Mm-hmm.
So that gives you that opportunity, right? So that's the deal. So if you don't want that 3-gun model configuration, you can go into the race shop and you can build it out however you want. Which is good and bad because it could get pretty fun. And then you're like, oh, I want the titanium grip now. Well, you just upped your price by $950. So that's the way it does it. The 3-gun model is a standard, and then you can go into the race shop and you can build it if you want to customize it out. Different barrels, different colors, the grip module. Do you want the slide racker? Do you not want the slide racker? Those kind of things. So that is one very cool part about the company, but it's also tough because people get so picky that's why you're waiting on your gun for a while, is because you did a bunch of different options or you changed your mind halfway through the build, which is fine. We'll work with you, but just, always give patience to that process. I think that's one of the hardest things in this platform, is people don't understand why they have to wait.
Yeah,
you do.
Guns, when you're a manufacturer, things take time, especially whenever you're dealing with such a precision instrument.
Right. And the guns have to go out and get coated.
Mm-hmm.
There's all kinds of little things that behind the scenes that I think we're going to actually start peeling back that onion on between Facebook and YouTube and all that stuff, letting people understand why it takes the time that it does to get this accomplished in that way. And think about it, people is people like, well, why can't I get we want to get you your guns too. That's payday.
Mm-hmm.
That keeps the lights on at the shop. It keeps the employees happy, and it keeps Brian and Tiffany's company growing. We don't want guns sitting around. We want them in your hands, so the next guy at the competition sees you shooting it and go, damn, I need one of those too. So Yeah. Anyway, that's my soapbox about lead times, and the amount of butt hurt that takes place from lead times. We want you to have the gun. We want you to shoot it. Just don't rush us, because you can't rush something that's built like this. It's not a good idea.
Well,
Go buy a Glock.
I guess a good frame of reference is like, all right, Infinity Firearms, for instance. When you order from them, you're waiting at least a year. You're putting your deposit down, you're waiting a year. You're getting a high-end instrument. Phoenix Trinity is the same way. When you decide that you want to get a Phoenix Trinity pistol, you are getting a high quality piece of gear that is going to last you for the rest of your shooting career.
Yeah, correct. Yep. 100%. That's a great way to look at it. It's the same. I used to do competition barbecue, so it's the same kind of idea. I could cook a pork butt in a couple hours in an oven. It's gonna taste like shit. Give me 13 hours of smoker, and it'll be the most tastiest thing you've ever put in your mouth.
Yeah.
So yeah, we will, and that is something that will not change. We will not rush or change production value to get guns out faster, because at the end of the day, that will cause way more problems. And we have a warranty on it that's lifetime. It does not cover stupidity. But if there is an issue of something that took place in the process, we will gladly fix it for you. You can even mail your Honcho once a year, and we'll go back through it for you, clean it all up, and send it back to you and make sure it's ready for the next season.
So, I've been doing a lot of studying. I'm going back, getting my degree, and there's 3 recurring things like in the business degree that everything kind of leads back to: cost, quality, or risk, and time. Those are that's the pyramid right there. If you take quality away, what's going to be sacrificed? You may you may be paying a little bit less. You add more time, that's going to increase cost. And by adding time, it's the different little processes you want added on, like the anodization or something a very specific way.
Or you want a special PVD coating or whatever.
It's a balance, and it's that balance to get something that you are going to be absolutely proud of showing off whenever you go to a competition or when you're on the range with your friends. So good things do take time.
Yep, absolutely, for sure.
So where is Phoenix Trinity looking to grow? You talked about that you're ramping it up. You're trying to build it, trying to go beyond competition market, all that kind of stuff.
Yep. So I think obviously if you look out there at look at Cabot, look at Nighthawk, look at Staccato, I'm naming obviously who now is our competition on the things, but that's good, because I think you need that. I think competition breeds success, right? At the end of the day, it makes you work harder than the next guy, so you can beat your competition. We want to go out and we want to crush it. So we're starting with the Morph series, and what that ability gives us is for me to go into a regular retail gun store and offer something that a consumer can see themselves owning and be proud to have in their gun safe, and obviously know that it's going to be reliable when it's on their hip to at the end of the day potentially save their life or the life of others. At the end of the day, don't get me wrong, these things are beautiful. They shoot flat, they shoot accurately, but at the end of the day, it is a tool. If you are carrying this to save yourself or the lives of other people around you. So we're going to, this is just the beginning as far as what we're going to offer. The lines will grow. I can tell you that we are working on an opportunity for, we haven't decided on the name. The name that's being kicked around is the range, the Phoenix Trinity range model. I don't know if we're going to stick with that or not, but what this will hopefully do is it will give an opportunity at a price point, more people that can afford, but still have a really well-built gun at the end of the day. So what we're to sum up your question, we want you to walk into gun stores and we want to be sitting on the shelves. We want to be on the wall that you can rent at the range. I think we'll go the direction where law enforcement guys will want the reliability and the precision of our handgun and in their holster. Maybe not your everyday patrolman. It's probably overkill, honestly, for that.
More
But
targeting,
your
like,
special guys,
yep, SWAT.
your SWAT guys, your reaction guys, for sure. Because it's a whole different level. There's nothing wrong with patrol guys. They're great, but they have a way different mission than SWAT guys do. And these pistols, man, when I was waiting for my Honcho to get built, I sold my other 2011 that I had because I needed the money. And then I'm like, well, shit, now I don't have a gun. So what I could afford is I bought the Walther PPQ steel frame gun because it was kind of the closest idea and it was an affordable price point. And I knew I could resell it once I got my Honcho, and it worked. And for what it was a good gun, but doesn't even come close to what you're getting. I went down with Matt Fox and did a demo for him. He's actually going to be a dealer for Phoenix Trinity out of his gun store. But he was comparing some stuff to ours, and he has some great guns, but we did some slow-mo, and you could just see a difference in the way that gun resettles after recoil back on target. And that's why Jerry shoots so fast. It's not his finger. It's the fact that the guy gets on target so quickly and puts the next round down range. And for your guy that doesn't have the amount of time to put in that guy does, the Honcho or the Morph is a really, really good solution to that situation. So
nice. So Phoenix Trinity, kind of, I don't want to say they got their roots in USPSA, but there's definitely more people shooting Phoenix Trinities in USPSA than what there is in 3-gun. As far as their shooting team goes, who's currently representing?
So I think officially, Dylan may be the actual only 3-gun shooter. I think he was also obviously the first 3-gun shooter to be sponsored by PT. And I obviously think it worked very well for PT to pick him up, because now you're seeing a lot more Honchos floating around in the 3-gun world than you ever were before. Mm-hmm. It's a very tight circle that we all run in. So we talk and they see it perform, and well, shit, I need one of those too. But we are going to be growing our 3-gun team. I think over the next couple of years for sure, and adding new members to include somebody I think I'm doing a podcast with today.
Yep.
And that grin on his face, I think he's pretty happy about that.
Yeah. I mean, I'll kind of describe it. So, as you know, I've kind of been doing this internship with the FBI. I happened to bring my computer into work. I was trying to get some homework and stuff done during my lunch break. We called each other, or you called me, and you're like, "Hey, congratulations, buddy. You're on the team." I was like, "Wait, what? Oh, shit." And, it kind of came as a surprise. I was like, all right, this is cool. This is real.
Yeah.
So no, thank you for the opportunity.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think obviously, it's I think the reason I think it's important to grow on the 3-gun side of the house is just because 3-gun there's nothing wrong with all the other disciplines, right? But I think the neat part about 3-gun is because you're dealing with so much more on the clock than the other sports. And I think it develops a better shooter at the end of the day. You look at things differently. Even like when I went and shot a gas gun match where it was just me and the rifle, I did pretty decent at it. I need to go shoot some more gas gun matches. I really enjoyed it. And I shot it with my 3-gun AR with my Cronus 1-6 on it. and wrong choice for optic because I needed some more magnification, but people were watching me cruise through a couple stages. I'm like, why did you hammer it so hard? I'm like, well, what else are you supposed to do? So, that's why I like the sport, and that's why I like this platform. It goes fast. Like, you need to go fast in this sport. Josh Fralick says it all. You're racing with guns. So I may not finish in first, but I don't want I want the fastest car on the track regardless. I want the option to be the fastest and win. And at some point, training and ammunition are the two most important aspects.
Yeah.
But at some point, your equipment is right there. So I think that's important. So back to the team. So I think you're going to see more members in the 3-gun community being added to this. Don't call me. Don't email me. We'll find you. It's crazy how it works. Your buddy put up a post from Red Stitch about people calling in for discounts. And I may piss some people off by saying this. Don't do that. I know everybody wants to save money at the end of the day. I get that, but there's a reason these things cost what they do. The margins aren't as big as people probably are assuming at the end of the day. And if you want a inferior product,
go buy cheap Chinese made shit.
Yeah, it's crazy to me. Like, no, I'm not going to give you a discount. And we are PT super picky about who we sponsor. And the part of it is at the end of the day, say you buy the 3-gun setup, it's like $7,000. So that's an investment into somebody. And a lot of trust. So I think you will see growth. How do I leave him out? Even though he joined the freaking Army, that's okay though. We all make our choices. John Wydell will be. He can't officially obviously be on the team anymore. You understand how that works. Now that he is a part of the AMU, but I think you will see. The Phoenix Trinities in his hands at matches still, which is great exposure for the company, and it shows that it can compete at a very high level.
Absolutely.
So, and I think with John, I think people are going to see what he's running, and that will create more buzz about the platform. And then here's what I hope they see. So if you buy the Honcho, like, well, damn, the Honchos is awesome. I got to get one of their Morphs. I mean, that's what my mindset was. That's why I sent the email. It's like, well, I know how awesome my Honcho was, so I can't even imagine they put the same effort into the Carry series. I gotta have one. And I think the same thing will happen. People will buy the Morph that know nothing about competing, that know nothing about a Honcho, but they're going to get on the website, hopefully, or at some point get on our face, whatever platform they get on, and go, oh, dude, they make badass competition guns too, huh? Or that, and I guarantee some people will do this. They're going to buy the Morph. They're going to find out about the Honcho. I'm like, I should have it. It needs to be in my gun safe. And they may never even compete with it. And we're okay with that.
Yeah.
So yeah, we are looking for more 3-gun people. Just don't call me begging for a sponsorship. It's sad.
Yeah. Let your character speak for itself.
Yep. I mean, that's the whole thing with you. I didn't even talk to you. You're on your own podcast right now, but that's why you were in. When I was asked, hey, let's find some 3-gun guys to add to the team. You were in my top list, because that's right. Let your character speak for itself. You would have never asked me for a sponsorship ever.
Nope.
The rifle that I'm going to be running this year, shameless plug, because I think they're a great company. And this guy's invested a lot of time, effort, and a significant amount of his hard-earned money in to do something different with the air platform, 5150 rifles. He's building me a competition level rifle and a competition level PCC. All I did was I've started doing stuff for him to try and get it out there. I told people about him. He was a dealer for Athlon. Athlon. He's like, hey man, I want to build you a couple of guns. And I was like, huh? And I still think it's weird that they're going to do that for me. And I know it's a hand-in-hand thing. I'm helping promote them. Hopefully it generates sales. But at the end of the day, it's still a very humbling experience to have someone call you up and be, hey, we want to send you $5,000 worth of guns. You want to do what?
Mm-hmm.
And I think more and more companies are learning, sorry, you top 10 guys, that they're looking more at sponsoring your mid-pack guys as in addition to your winners at matches, because those are the guys that have the other guys that go, hey, what are you using? Well, this is what I'm using. And that's how it kind of snowballs from there.
Yeah. So apart from all that, what matches do you plan on being at this year?
So more matches than last year.
Okay.
Is the hope. And the industry was just crazy last year as part of it. And at the end of the day, I have a job to do. And as crazy as it sounds, shooting secondary.
Yep.
But because now I'm on a weapons platform side, I will have more time at the range. It's obviously extremely important to have the gun out there, get rounds going down range out of the gun, checking it, testing it, and all those kind of things. So more matches this year. If I can find some shotgun ammo, I'll pay for it. Just tell me where I can find some double A's that are 1,250 feet per second, please.
Keep my eyes out.
Dude, man, that I never in a million years would I imagine finding birdshot was going to be a freaking problem. Yep. I got plenty of the other stuff. I was able to kind of piece that all together. Sure, when did you ever think you couldn't go to Walmart and buy a box of shotgun shells?
Never.
So it still sucks. But anyway, so Texas 3-gun is my first major of the year. To me, that's a not mismatch. And I looked on Practice Score today, and it is weight listed, and every squad is full. Oh, I think even the reserve spots that they keep for sponsors and little different things, sponsored shooters and little different things, it's maxed out. So I think Aaron and puts on a phenomenal match. If you've not been to Reveille Peak to shoot or even ride a mountain bike out there, you are missing out on a beautiful piece of the United States. I don't want to give Texas too much credit because the Texans are annoying about their state.
What's the difference between Texas barbecue and Kansas City barbecue?
Well, one tastes like shit and one is really tasty. And I'll let you figure that out because I'm not from Texas. And there will now be shit talked forever more added on the shit that's already talked about how shitty Texas barbecue is. So Texas 3-gun, again, to me, that will, as long as it works for scheduling, that is now a not mismatch for me. Zombies in the Heartland, that's another one that is a not mismatch. It's a Bay style, heavily propped, but it is fun. It is fast, and Hornaday does a great job of running that deal. For all the people that, the prize table is important. They do order a finish for the top 20%. And because of who they are and how much they've invested in the industry, that is one hell of a price table. And even the random after the 20% have walked, you won't be disappointed. They run a very efficient match too, which I like about those guys. So I will be at Grand Island for that Missouri 3-gun state championship at the Lead Farm right before I departed Athlon 2. I was approached by them. Athlon is going to be the title sponsor for those guys this year.
Nice.
Which I think is very cool and shows some growth in that. Wisconsin 3-gun.
Okay.
Up there in Vortex country. I get along with those guys great, and they were happy to have another thing, Athlon is sponsoring that again. So, I mean, all optics lives matter. And I think, what I learned from that is even in the 2011 platform, there's room for everybody. Just be a good human and let your product speak for itself, is I think how it kind of works out. What majors am I missing? I think those are the majors I'm doing. Oh, I'll do DC Project, which I think I heard is a pretty fun match. Oh, and for sure. And if you're not there, Chad Francis and I will come find you. Gen 3-gun.
Yep.
I was just down there this weekend shooting a local match. And their local matches are awesome because of the amount of options Chad has at his range. If you've not been down to Gadsden shooting in Iberia to shoot a match in Iberia, Missouri, you are missing out. Chad has done a phenomenal job at that range. He's invested a lot of money. That's why he drives a Range Rover. Some of you will get that joke. There's a all shotgun match that he puts on once a year too. For if you can find ammo, which I think it's getting a little better on shotgun. Go down and shoot that match. It's fun. Match. But yes, Gen 3 gun is the other one. If I can make it work, I was supposed to make it work last year and I failed miserably. I want to be at Memorial. Obviously, for you and I personally, that's a big deal. But I heard on top of that side of it, the personal dedication they give to paying the proper respects to men and women that have laid it all down for us so we can go shoot our sport. They put on a phenomenal match out there at the Griffin Group deal. So those are the majors. And then I always try and make it to my local club match if the schedule's open for that. I think that's important. I think that's it for now. I will hopefully will add a couple more. Honestly, I'm going to be very busy with the new job. So, but I will be getting to do a lot more, obviously, pistol shooting than I was before during demos and various events that are out there. So, yeah, if I'm at a match, I will have the morphs with me. I will have my Honcho with me. Come find me. And I will, if time permits and there's a demo area that we can go play with, that's fine. Or if you just want to see, feel, and touch the guns, I will have those with me wherever I go throughout the season. So come say hi. And I would be happy to let you, the first hit's for free though. So the second time you got to buy one.
Mm-hmm. No, awesome.
But yeah, that's the plan for competitions.
Now, do you plan on getting into any other type of discipline?
Oh, I need to. I really do.
I know.
Probably not this year, just because of the nuances of starting the dealer program from basically kind of a scratch level with Phoenix and things like that. But I have got a little taste of PRS, and I like it. So I'm a gas gun guy from my time in the Marine Corps to competition. I don't own a bolt gun. I need to own a bolt gun. So yes, I would like to get into PRS.
What about tactical games like you and I were talking about?
Listen, I think I made a promise to you. And yes, I would like to do tactical games. So I think what we're doing, one in Iowa, where?
Ohio.
That is probably the biggest thing that I miss about the Marine Corps is the physicality side to training and working with firearms. And you get a taste of that in 3-gun. But it's not even close, in my opinion, to what I've seen from the tactical games. And, you see, obviously Daniel Jurassic and Garrett Grover are two shooters that I know that participated. You participated in some tactical games. It's a sense of accomplishment to be able to kick ass at something physically, then put rounds downrange and successfully neutralize a target. So, and I want to get more physically fit. Obviously I'm not a big guy, but that doesn't mean you can't be physically fit and strong for this is Dylan's going to run with this, for the genetics that you were given.
Yep.
So yes, tactical games. I think tactical games is obviously growing. I think one of the biggest reasons tactical games is growing is it's fucking organized.
Yep.
So,
and a lot of people, that do the tactical games, I think they want to do something that's similar to the CrossFit games, but they also want to combine their other passion, which is shooting.
Yes. Yep. Bill Cochran is another guy that is huge tactical games guy. And you look at before and after pictures of Bill of where he was physically, I think it was 10 or 11 probably years ago, and to where he is now. Jesus, stop taking those pictures, Bill. It's embarrassing for all the rest of us. And it's a turn on for Dylan, and it gets weird when you're riding in a car for hours, and I don't know. But No, I am very interested in the Stout games. As a matter of fact, I think you need to send me some workouts so I can figure out the hell I need to start training for.
Okay. Yeah, that's
And
easy enough.
hopefully it'll thaw out here. God, it's 25 degrees and there's ice on the ground today.
It's like 70 degrees here right now, and
Why do you have no power though?
I don't wind.
So if anybody
We're
listening,
getting-
obviously the two people that might listen to this, Matt is dedicated. He's doing this from a Wi-Fi hotspot of his phone and generator power, correct?
No generator, just
No generator.
nope, just using the battery on the computer and
Oh,
the hotspot.
well, there you go. So there you go.
We
That's
have like
dedication.
we have like up to 50 mile per hour gust of wind going on outside right now. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. It'll come back on today.
Well, good. Yeah, we had a freak ice storm roll through here yesterday. I was planning on shooting a little local USPSA match, but for me, part of this sport is to have fun, and shooting guns when it's freezing cold is not super fun unless it's a necessity. So hopefully it'll warm up. I'd like to get out this week and go put in some more pistol work. That's probably my best breaking out the box, shooting my first local match this weekend or this past weekend was my pistol work. And I'm not going to lie, the Honcho, you apply good fundamentals with the Honcho, it does the rest of the work for you. You still have to provide good marksmanship skills. Don't get me wrong. But man, it puts in work for you. And I was like, man, I've missed shooting. It was great to get the shotgun out, got the Dissident out. And then I got my AR out, and it was nice to put some rounds downrange.
Nice. Well, I think that kind of covers it all. I appreciate you coming on here.
Yeah, absolutely, buddy. I'm looking forward to having you as part of the Phoenix Trinity team, and seeing big things coming from you after the Marine Corps. And yeah, dude, I'm super stoked to be working for these guys, and I think you're gonna see a lot of good things. And if seriously, if I'm at a match, or whatever, PM me, inbox me, whatever it is. I would love to get the guns in your hands and let you try them and make sure people are getting to have some fun with them. So,
no, I appreciate it. I'll
right,
talk to
buddy.
you later. Yeah.
All right. We'll see you, Matt.
Thanks for the opportunity again.
Yep. Awesome. See you
All
later.
right.